I am long overdue to do my January favorites video, but here we are, better late than never, right? I gathered up the things that I have been loving this month, and this month has been very crazy. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I've had a ton of birthdays. Just so much stuff has been happening that it hasn't been a normal month. So therefore, I guess things are a little bit different with my favorites this month also. But anyway, here we go. I have a few things, and of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't have a favorite lip product or two. So the very first one I want to discuss with you and tell you all about is my very first By Terry product. I've never tried any of the By Terry brand products before, and this was given to me by a sweet, lovely subscriber. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, love. I believe her name is pronounced Camilla, and she lives in Sweden, and she sent this to me with a little gift that she put together for around Christmas time, and I have been using it ever since, and I have been loving it, and I'm so excited to try my first By Terry product. And this is what it is. It's a lip gloss, and it came in this adorable little ornament kind of a box. And it's the number 200 Fresco Rose, and it is a pearlescent lip balm. Isn't the packaging beautiful? So it's a pearlescent lip balm, and it's just perfect. Okay, you open it up, and it looks like this in the bottle. And it's just a little perfect. I use it plain as like a lip balm, and it's very, very nourishing and emollient, which I love, and it just gives a little extra little pearlescent glow to the lip if I just want to use it by itself, or I've used it many times over another lip product. And that's this, you know, just right on. It smells gorgeusly of roses. I mean, like you actually are smelling a real rose. I think I would be hard pressed to tell the difference. It's that good of a scent. So anyway, By Terry in this color, and thank you again so much, Camilla. I'm so thrilled with all the lovely things, the snacks that you sent. That was so much fun. My whole family tried them. They were so good, and this was so sweet. But more than anything, I loved hearing from you, and I really appreciate that. It makes me know you better, and I feel like then I get to be talking to you, and I know who I'm talking to. So thank you so, so much. My second favorite is another lip product, and it is from Charlotte Tilbury in their Matte Revolution line. This color did not come out in their original set, but now it is available in lipstick form. Before, you could only get it in a lip pencil in this color, but it is the color Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. I love their little kind of rose gold containers. I love the way their bullet is shaped. They've got the squared up area, but it just is perfect for getting in the little pointed bits. But this is called Pillow Talk, which before only came in the liner, and you could fill your lips in, and then you just still kind of had to put something else on top. But this color is exactly the same as the liner Pillow Talk. Let me just see if I can quickly show you a little bit on my very, very white skin. But it is just such a lovely color. It's not pink, it's not, I'm wearing it right now under what I just put on, but it's just a perfect, perfect shade. It might be looking a little more coral in these lights, but in life, it just tends to look like a perfect mix of your lips Bit Better. I don't know, can't say enough about it. Pillow Talk, Charlotte Tilbury. I've been really loving this. My next item is another makeup item, this time not for the lips. It is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Brow Color. And the goofy part about this, and this is in the color Dark, I believe, yes, it's colored Dark. I do not use this on my brows, but I'm loving this as an eyeliner. I don't like my liners to be really dark and really, you know, that solid line. I go for more of a natural look, as you can tell. And this does, I mean, being a liner, and this is in dark, you could get it in a less dark shade also. This just gives a perfect definition to your eyes. It just lines them just enough, but it doesn't scream liner, but it just gives you enough oomph because, like I say, I have it in dark. I believe it comes in medium and maybe a blonde also. But it is for the brows. But I use it as a liner. It stays very, I mean, look at this. It's not going anywhere. It's wonderful. I really enjoy this for lining my eyes. Two books I've really been enjoying this last month and a little bit longer are fashion related. And I really don't even know what started me on this kick, but I first picked up this book called Wear No Evil. I found this book fascinating. I had no idea like how much water it takes to make one t-shirt and how many piles and piles and mountains of clothing are just in storage places, you know, like dumps all over the world. And then all those dyes that most of them are toxic dyes are then leaching into all the groundwater. And I mean, it was just very scary to read about all that. And it made me very aware of being very careful when choosing the clothing items that I buy. Fast fashion, you know, the H&Ms and the, you know, the Forever 21s and those really things that just turn over their fashion really fast and give you great bargains. It's really kind of killing the world in a lot of ways. And the people who have to, you know, spend terrible work lives, you know, making those products. Just the whole thing is really awful, to be honest. And in one part, I remember this book saying that the extra cuts from the fabric that many clothes, unless they're like vegan or, you know, organic dyes, all the dyes made for clothing is so toxic that when they make the cuts in the material and they have extra fabric left over, they have to put that in a toxic landfill. It's considered toxic waste, yet then they hand it right to you. You buy it at H&M or wherever, and you put it on your skin. Basically, it's rubbing against your skin. So number one, make sure you wash your things like 2-3 times before you put them on you. But still, that dye will leach out forever and ever and ever. It's just really scary stuff. So I learned a lot of really interesting things in this book, and it gave a good bit in the back on, you know, charts of how to wear. Like, you make your top 3 choices of what matters the most to you in trying to be very conscious about what you're purchasing, and it really helps you narrow down in your mind what's most important, and then you can focus on those clothing lines, and it gives a lot of examples of those too. So for me, it wasn't like I have to go complete vegan and I have to wear a hemp shirt the rest of my life. You know, you can go to extremes with this, absolutely, but at least what it did for me, I believe, is to just sort of make me much more aware of trying to purchase items that are quality and that are classic and that will last forever and ever, and try to do any trendy items or things that you just want to be kind of on trend with. Try to just make that like maybe an accessory or something that you can add to your classic regular wardrobe that you have already purchased and you plan to wear and wear and wear and wear and wear, because otherwise it's going to end up in a landfill and you're just buying more. And for me personally, I have trouble with that. I don't like that idea, so it's made me more aware. And I've really enjoyed it. And the other book that's on the same type of a vein, basically, is called Deluxe, How Luxury Lost Its Luster. And this book was written in 2007, I believe. And I found this to be fascinating. Like, I wanted to read every single word, every single, you know, I didn't skip over or skim over anything. And sometimes you do when you're reading books, they give you all these, you know, business-minded ideas and profits and this and that, but this was very, very good. I really, really wish that there was a book, there may be, if someone knows of one, please let me know. But I really wish there was a book similar to this that goes through these same type of issues and thoughts and so forth, that's updated to this, you know, closer to this year, because this was 10 years ago that this was published. Very, very fascinating. Just how, just how luxury started, and how, you know, a select few people got the best goods, and the artisans who made all these handmade gorgeous items were basically reserved for the very, very rich. And then when they started trying to bring it into more mainstream, many of the higher fashion houses started opening up their lines to smaller things like, you know, little mini keychains or bracelets, or, you know, things that could get more middle-class people more into it too. And then they tried to advertise to like sell the idea of the luxury, so people felt like, hey, I have a bracelet from them, you know, I'm living the life. And it just makes you feel good to have something from them. And I totally agree with that. So that's what they were doing in marketing toward those people, whereas for many, many, you know, years and years and years before that, it was just to the select few luxury, wealthy people. And then it goes basically to talk about how that has done, how people have then had to change and take their manufacturing and take it to other places of the world that make it, you know, all the things less expensively, but then trying to hide that from the consumer by having like an entire bag made in China, and then they take it back to Italy and slap on a handle and call it made in Italy. Just things like that were just so fascinating. So anyway, I loved every second of this book. Anyway, I found this fascinating. Wanted to share that with you. And while we're talking luxury, the other thing that I have, and I'm hoping, again, that this is a purchase that is a forever and ever. I don't want to just keep turning things around. I did find a bag that I like so much better than the Chanel wallet on a chain. And I have purchased this Chanel Mini with the ruthenium hardware in the black caviar leather. And I have been absolutely loving this bag. I love how it's, with being the caviar leather, it's less, I have to be a little less careful with it. I don't have to worry about scratches nearly as much as I would with lambskin. The ruthenium hardware tends to make it a little less dressy, which I really like because I will wear this almost always crossbody. Although you can wear it in different ways. So I will go into all that stuff when I do a bigger review of this. This was my first month with it basically, so I'm just learning to know all the ins and outs of it, but in general, this went to Florida with me. I was all over the place with it. It's just a perfect size. It actually fits everything I need. And whereas the wallet on a chain, I had to really push it down to my bare minimum, and I was always missing something. So this, I don't have to miss anything, and it's just perfect. So I'm finally found my small Chanel bag, and I love her. And I will, like I said, I'll give a much bigger review when I do that video, but this isn't about that. But that's my other and last favorite for the month of January. And now, as you know, we're already in February. I already have a couple favorites I'm working on, and I'm like thinking, oh, this is gonna be nice, I'm gonna like this, this is gonna be in my favorites. So I already have 2 or 3 things that I just have a feeling are going to be in my February favorites. So I'm very excited to show you those items. So as always, thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate it. I will see you guys very, very soon. Thanks, bye.